Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino. Just a lovely day. I love being here with you guys and girls. Honestly, um, we have some stuff to talk about on this perfect, perfect day. We got a call here from Larry Fink, our favorite guy over at BlackRock. With regard, you probably know what I'm going to tell you already. With regard to Bitcoin, where it's going, we got a warning today from David Einhorn, the multi-billionaire investor on the market, and we're going to talk about all that. Thank you. I was wondering about that. I'm always having a problem with this. So, let me just get my head on straight. Let's talk about this market. There's something going on here that I don't really like too much here. So I'm being very cautious. I haven't put a single dime back into the stock market, and I will let all of you know when I do that. Anyway, look. So this is where what we got with the major indices here. Nothing major. We did get a little sell-off here in the debt market, 10-year yield rising, pushing the MMRI higher. I don't like this. You all know that. Gold and silver mixed, as you can see. Lovely, lovely. Uh, Bitcoin, crypto still doing pretty well. Let's start off with. I want to say this is kind of a warning here. In fact, it is a warning. This is David Einhorn talking about. Well, he's talking about tech valuations and meme coin mania here. It's gotten completely out of control. I think we're on the same page. At least I would hope so. But David Einhorn here is saying he is exercising caution here with regard to the overall market, especially with regard to tech, with regard to valuations. Now, he goes on to talk about meme coin mania. I don't even want to talk about this. It's too freaking stupid. I honestly just let's not go there. But with regard to this market here, people, look, man, it's not. What is it? We don't have a market. It's all dependent on easy money that's going to be pumped in it. You will know that. We got a warning from the other guy, Jamie freaking Diamond over there. The market is, maybe it's a little overvalued. You got to be kidding me. Nothing makes sense. And, this is a joke. I mean, really, when you hear, Jamie over there or David Einhorn over here, warning about market valuations, like, we don't know that already. This isn't real. But again, those people like you and I who know how to take advantage of distortions in the market, which are going to get monumentally worse in my view. Easy money is not going to stop people. You know that every imaginable thing that you could come up with and dream about and even have nightmares over is going to be utilized to continue to inflate the system. We've talked about this forever here, and it's kind of insane. But anyway, I just wanted to bring this to your attention with regard to valuations in tech here. Here's what is likely going to happen. We know, at least I believe very strongly, we're going to see, and I've been talking about this for months, massive currency devaluation, loss of purchasing power on the back of what? Central banks buying it all, on the back of rates dropping around the world. And that a lower rate environment is very good for the tech space. So, we'll see how this plays out. It doesn't mean it's real, though. As I've been telling everyone, we unfortunately need to take advantage of things that we wouldn't want to do in this kind of an environment. Honestly, I wasn't even going to bring this up, but I'm going to anyway. I don't even want to do this, but I'm going to. All right. Now, I put this out earlier today in my newsletter with regard to Big Pharma. Big Pharma just got a big win here. And I'll read this to you real quick. And look, I will not be putting any cash to work in this. I despise Big Pharma. I think we should take away their subsidies. Yes, Big Pharma gets government subsidies. So does Big Oil. Okay. When are we going to get rid of that? I mean, I don't know. The beautiful President Trump now. Maybe he'll tell you. But anyway, look. So this thing here. Win for big pharma, and here's how to capitalize on it. And this, look, guys, I would never tell you what to do and what not to do. This is for your own information. This is not something I am getting involved in, nor is the next thing I'm going to tell you. I'm just bringing this to your attention. So I wrote Lions. Several of you have asked me about this, so here it is. As we know, yesterday, one of Trump's executive orders was to roll back a program which would have lowered the cost of drugs for Medicare and Medicaid recipients. And I wrote, with that, obviously, this is a win for big pharma, which should increase profitability. Now, this is an exchange traded fund here, ticker IHE. I mean, again, if you are so inclined, look at my disclosure here. If you are so inclined to get invested in that. Now, this is something else I'm going to bring up here. We all understand that Trump just threatened Russia and Putin directly by telling him to stop attacking Ukraine. Otherwise, he's going to escalate, which we already have an economic war going on. I mean, there are hundreds. Look this up for yourself. Don't take my word for this. Hundreds of U.S. sanctions already on Russia. We'll talk more about that in a second. Hold that thought. But we are Trump. Oh, here, you know about this. This was yesterday. Trump to lift pause on 2,000 bonds supply to Israel. Okay, lovely and great. I will not be putting cash to work in this, but for those of you who have asked, this is another ETF. Look at how this did today. This is aerospace and defense. If you guys and girls are so inclined to get involved in the business of that, okay, you guys and girls do what you want. With regard to Larry Fink, this is what he said today with regard to Bitcoin. Let's see specifically. Larry Fink, the chief executive at BlackRock, what did we just find out? End of last week, they're now all in on Bitcoin and crypto. Anyway, here we go. The world's largest asset manager is saying that Bitcoin could reach $700,000 or more if more funds consider adding just a small percentage of allocation into cryptocurrency here, or Bitcoin specifically. Now, with regard to $700,000 Bitcoin, I know this is probably sounds like science fiction, but I'm going to tell you something straight out. I think he's right. I really do. I would not be surprised to see Bitcoin hit 1 million. I'm going to be honest with you, in this kind of an environment here. And we'll see how this plays out. But anyway, I just wanted to bring this to your attention. Now, going back to this. So Trump threatens Russia with sanctions and tariffs if Putin doesn't end Ukraine war. If Putin does not end Ukraine war. Okay. President Donald Trump threatened to impose high levels of sanctions. We already have, I don't know the exact number. Maybe some of you do. It's in the hundreds. The United States already has hundreds of sanctions against Russia. Now, Trump is threatening to impose a higher level of sanctions on Russia and put tariffs on imports if Russia does not end the war in Ukraine. Okay, I'm all for peace. You all know that. I think there's a lot missing here. Why, for example, is it, this isn't just a one-side thing. All right, so it's kind of interesting. We'll see how this plays out personally, and I'm I don't know. Most of you, half of you seem to believe that Russia will not be listening to the threats here by Trump to elevate the level of sanctions. I don't know. Maybe 1,000. Is it going to make any difference? I don't really know here. I think people have lost sight of. And look, I'm not even going to get into this. Some of you are already going to know what I'm talking about here. But what was going on in Ukraine? Why is it that this whole thing actually started? I'm going to leave it there. You guys and girls could, come up with your own thing. So Russ is telling me to stop shilling crap coins. How am I shilling anything, bro? I wish people like that would explain it to me. I am just telling people my take on where things are going to go, and I've nailed Bitcoin and cryptocurrency to the wall, through the wall, and the market too, and everything else connected to it. So people like that, I'm not shilling. I'm not selling nothing here. And you guys and girls are. I know about Jesus coin. I know about Jesus coin, and I don't even want to go there with this. Okay. Um, you know what? Maybe I'll take a few questions real quick because I'm getting a few here. Are we going higher? Okay, that is a great question, and it depends on again what we're seeing with regard to risk in this market. The MMRI depends on what happens here in the debt market. The debt market is the key. You all know that. Okay. Are we going higher? Look, if in fact we get what we were promised, Trump promised you lower rates, remember? With something he can't deliver, but he can make sure the Fed gives it to you. And I really believe there's a high probability that we're going to get negative rates here, not just in the United States, but around the world. I've been telling you this. Look, man, how many of you actually believe that the world economy is going to all of a sudden make a turnaround here? We're all the world economy and the people of the world are going to start to gain purchasing power in their currency. We're going to start to become more productive. Debts and deficits are going to start to shrink. Do you actually believe this is going to happen? I would be willing to bet that most of you here, probably 90%, say no. So if we know that, and it seems pretty obvious, okay? Look, what you're not being told, excuse me, really, you're being told how great the economy is, how strong we are, we're doing fantastic, and everything else here. The fact of the matter is, it's not true. You all know that the economic data is fake, and I'm going to tell you right here and now again. Expect more propaganda moving forward. I don't know how they're going to try to cover it up. Maybe they won't. Maybe they're going to put it right in your face with regard to debts and deficits around the world are going to continue to balloon because it's central banks running the show. It isn't, presidents and creatures and whatever these things are. It's not them. Obviously, who controls the monetary system? Who controls the financial markets, the financial system? It's the banks. Anyway, look. In my opinion, here we're going to see the global economy continue to contract and debt continue to balloon. That means, again, in order for central banks to literally finish what they started, and the wheels are really, really picking up speed here, they have to kill the consumer, kill the economy by suppressing rates and killing the purchasing power of the currency, only to bring about a new system, which, the beautiful Trump here was selected to do. And he's working that very, very beautifully right now. The deregulation of the banks, deregulating cryptocurrencies, merging these things together here. BlackRock. I mean, come on. It's too simple to put this all together. And what we're doing here is trying to take advantage of it. And like I said, look, man, this isn't fun for me anymore. It used to be exciting to me, at least, to try to, stay ahead of the curve. But now, if we don't stay ahead of the curve, it's not. This is a necessity. And going back to what I was saying here, we need to participate in things that we may not want to do. I still draw the line at pharmaceutical. Trump did hand Big Pharma a big win with this, okay? And pharma is going to benefit. With regard to defense stocks, okay, we're going to be supplying these 1-ton bombs to Israel. Where's the sanctions over there? How come there's no demand over there? Only 4 hostages have been released so far, from what I understand. 3 women, 1 guy. Trump said a full 30x of them were released. Was going to be all hell to pay, but there's no hell to pay because we're supplying them with bombs. Can someone explain this to me? That I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, that's kind of it, guys and girls. All right, look. So with that, I'll open up to. I know that number 33. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? It does show up kind of interestingly. Crypto reminds you. Roger, I'm not saying you're wrong here, buddy. With regard to, look, a lot of people, Dr. Wisman, thank you, How can we become enlightened and knowledgeable? Open your mind, man. Just think outside the box. It's that, and put your faith not in any person. Put your faith in the Almighty, and the Almighty will let you see things clearly. Honestly, that's kind of like honestly where I'm going with this. But with going back to that question with regard to cryptocurrencies, people look, man, it's become a mania in many ways, but at the same time, I still see this as a way for us, you and I, to take advantage of the system. Sarah, thank you. I appreciate that. Silver should be way more than $200 today. I'm just looking at some of this as we're going through here. The price action of gold and silver, it's not real. There's no price discovery here at all. Commodities, as a matter of fact, across the board, you have to understand why. I've covered this a gazillion times. It's right now, this mechanism is about cash seeking yield, which it always does. I mean, just this is a rule across. It just goes back as far as you want to go. Right now, cash seeking yield is making its way into the crypto space. Good, bad, or indifferent. That's what's happening. And I believe it's going to continue here as we're thrust into this crypto system here, which is nothing. People, listen to me on this. Nothing but a bridge to full tokenization and full control. You understand? They want to see what they can get away with here. How many barking orders are going to come out of the mouth of the illustrious one and everybody else here? How many people are going to comply? How many more people are going to be made dependent on the system? You understand? It's too sick. And absolutely, Roger, you're 100% right. Roger Gonzalez here. People, I've been telling you guys since day one about gold and silver. My favorite assets, plural, of all time. Silver, my favorite of all time. We got to continue. Look, man, going back to what we already know. Do you believe, again, how many of you, that global debt is going to surge moving forward? Currency devaluation is going to surge. So what do you want to do here? You got to be in hard assets here. These are massively suppressed because, again, there's another mechanism here. Understanding that cash seeks yield. And I told you this from a while back. A lot of you are very disappointed about the performance here of gold and silver, but we're not in gold and silver because we're expecting it to rise tomorrow. We're in this thing because we realize we're in a dead hyper bubble. Then it's going to get more inflated than you cannot possibly believe. That bubble is going to burst, which is going to cause, it's going to be a wrecking machine for the stock markets of the world. And cash is just going to move from one reality into another. And I think a lot of that's going to go, as Larry Fink is telling you here, into cryptocurrency. Don't listen to me anymore. I mean, you don't have to. Oh, anyway, man. What percentage of debt is bought by central banks? They're buying it all. Central banks, people, I want you to, this is a good question. And I think most of us already know this. The number one collectively issuers, obviously, and buyers of debt is central banks. I don't know another way to put it. They're buying it all because this is how they're fulfilling their goal, to buy it all, to own everything, to be the lenders and buyers of last resort. They want to be the one world government that we've been promised for forever here, but no one's standing up to it. People, again, putting their faith in Trumps and whoever else they want to do. I mean, come on, man. They leave themselves to their own. No, cash doesn't go. It doesn't go to money heaven. It's funny, but it's so true. I really believe what I'm about to say, people. That we all possess a direct link. Okay, I know some of you don't like to hear it, but I'm going to say it anyway. To the Almighty, the power that gives us, that we just let go, is unbelievable. We can win. We can take back this entire system here. If we just unified, if we just came together, it's the truth. This whole game of politics and this it's nothing but division and rule, and we've been conquered. It's the absolute truth, unfortunately. There's not enough of us, people. I know that most of you here are on the same page as I am with all this stuff here, but there's so many people who have no clue of what's going on, and they always lose because they lose their touch with the source. Okay, if I have to talk more about this stuff, you want to gain enlightenment and knowledge, regain your connection to the source. You know what I'm talking about? I think you do. The whole thing is just so twisted right now. People have no idea of what's right anymore, what's wrong anymore. We're supposed to take care of each other. That's what we're here for. It's not about putting your foot on the throat of someone because they're weaker than you are, maybe even that are different than you are. There's nothing wrong with capitalizing on the system. I'm a capitalist. You guys all know that. Um, but we also got to pay it forward too. If you have been blessed by the Almighty, let's say with good things, okay, what's wrong with taking some of that and paying it for? I think that's the key. I really, really do. If you're successful in life, you're a person that's made a few dollars in the stock market or done better than the next guy, and you see someone that's not doing as well as you are, and maybe needs a. It doesn't even have to be money. It doesn't even have to be money. Or cash. It could be a piece of advice, or I don't know, a shaking of a hand, something to lift that person up. We got to lift each other up. What am I saying wrong here? I mean, isn't this what we've been told by sages and prophets throughout the years? We got to lift each other up. Does this sound about right to you? Or are we constantly going to crush each other, murder each other? Is that what we're here to do? Come on, man. I look, I honestly do not like what I'm seeing here, and I think that's pretty obvious. My thoughts on Bank of America have not changed. I think Bank of America here is underperforming. I think they're going to underperform, and I think they may end up being the fall guy for Wall Street. They got to always set up blame. They got to blame. Again, it's always about assignment of blame. You have to understand how people think. Look at the last video I did this morning. I triggered a lot of people. I went out of my way to do it, to be honest with you. Okay. I like to do that. I like to purge the channel once in a while. And if that's what it takes, I'm all for it here. They're binary thinkers. If you don't like a certain person, then you must like this person. It has nothing to do with it at all here. They can't escape the trap that they've all been put in. I don't like the whole political game, the deceptions, the lies, the look here's. It's devilism. I don't want to have anything to do with it, but unfortunately, it runs the world, along with central banks who are part of it. Wall Street is in bed with politicians. Period. The freaking end. And you're absolutely right, John. The Federal Reserve has got to go. Imagine if yesterday or today or the day before that, Trump would have signed an executive order to end the fiat monetary system, go back to a gold standard. Let we, the people, run the system, not some other entity that is no more federal than Federal Express. Imagine we could end it all now today. If we could bring one central bank down, if Trump would have done that, if we could end one, they all fall. Do you realize that? Every single central bank around the world would collapse immediately. We would go through quite a change, honestly. It won't happen. What's going to happen is we're being pulled further and further and further away. In fact, we're being pushed into the system that we didn't vote for and we don't want here. This tokenized system is pretty obvious. Thoughts of living way beyond 2035? Yeah. Well, of course, being healthy and adopting a good lifestyle, reconnecting with the Almighty is the biggest part of it. I think realizing that we need each other, man. I really don't know what I'm saying wrong to people, but it's interesting. Look, man, look at the binary thinkers. Oh, Greg must love this person. Meanwhile, who punished Biden and Kamala more than me? I had names for both of them that I don't want to repeat because some of them were kind of bad. And I just don't like what we're seeing here. I don't think any of this is going to help we the people, unfortunately. Every decree order that Trump has done right now, okay, maybe they sound good on paper, maybe to some of you, but the bottom line is you're being destroyed. It's not going to stop. The currency devaluation is going to continue. Debts and deficits are going to balloon, and that's how you maintain your life. So all this other stuff, it's just nonsense. It's nonsense. Fix the financial system. Give we the people what we're guaranteed in the United States Constitution, a constitutional money system. That's it. Is that really so much? Really? Honestly? Come on, man. They don't even know who created Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. But that's where we're going to be, the crypto capital of the world, not the constitutional money capital of the world? Really? Make it up, man. Make it up. Anyway, guys, what can I tell you? What can I tell you? I don't really know here. That's kind of where we're at, people. I don't know what else actually to say here. I know it's inevitable. I believe me. I know it's inevitable. That's where they're pushing us, and we're being thrust into it. But I'm just telling you that I believe with all my heart that we could, if we really, doesn't it make sense to you? Let's think about it. If we could end one central bank, the most powerful of them all, the Federal Reserve, they all fall. They all fall like dominoes. You understand? All of them. It won't happen. They're going to be so much stronger. You have to understand, most people don't even understand that the more debt a central bank can issue, and then, of course, they buy back, the more powerful they become. This was the biggest scam that was being sold to the people via, I don't know, whatever they were. A lot of YouTubers, oh, the reason why Trump is inflating the debt so much during his last tenure is because he's bankrupting the Fed. I don't know if that was a psyop or what it was, or people who don't understand the financial system. But again, that's the power of a central bank. You want to take the power away from a central bank. You prevent them from issuing one more dollar of debt, just one. And I'm not joking. If we could prevent the Fed in this case, or the European Central Bank, from issuing one unit of debt, they collapse. That's their Achilles heel, is their ability to issue debt. Does this make sense to you? And again, if Trump were any kind of a leader, that's what we would be doing right now. But we're going to be inflated debt. We're going to be supplying more 2,000-pound bombs to Israel, and you're paying for it too. You realize that, right? Come on, man. It's too much. It's too much. Of course, they want to raise the debt ceiling. It's not going to stop. It's going to, and then not only do they want to raise the debt ceiling everywhere, here in the United States as well, they don't want any oversight. They wanted to do whatever they want to do without revealing themselves. I understand they're going to raise it and raise it and raise it and raise it and raise it. And Trump said it's arbitrary because it doesn't matter. They're going to raise it. So let's just make it unlimited. Well, the real thing behind that is to allow this to occur more dramatically without you even knowing about it. People out of sight, out of mind. That's how people, when this stuff comes up, like, for example, what the debt ceiling is, people start to think about it. Hold on a minute. More inflating debt. How is this helping me? Don't work. Don't work. Oh, I don't know. Notice how Greg never complains about the career antagonist Palestinians and their fellow Gaza crew. Well, Amanda, why don't you enlighten us all as to what's going on over there? And if you think you can do a better job than me, Amanda, or anybody else, I will support your channel. I will promote you for free. How's that? And until you guys and girls like Amanda step up to the plate and take me up on that, you really should kind of keep your mouth shut. But that's okay. Let people ramble on. They just whatever they are, man. Anyway, yes, the people don't know what's going on here. Axiom, that's a very good question here. Time frame for negative rates. I think this is what we're going to see this year. Honestly, at least 4 cuts. 4, maybe more. And some of these cuts could be dramatic. It depends. It depends on how bad things get here. Again, the economy is not going to improve. And there's going to be a blame game. I believe the setup is very simple. It's going to be what we saw last time, a complete replay of what happened. Economy is not doing too good. Trump is going to point his finger at the Federal Reserve. They need to go to zero or maybe take negative. Maybe he'll even reuse his catchphrase or word, boneheads. I happen to love that word. I've actually used that word. A little, kudos here to Trump on that one there. I think they're going to set this battle up and people are going to believe. See, they have to be convinced. There must be blame, must be set up here. They're going to be convinced. Hold on a minute. It's the Fed holding back the economy. We need to lower rates further because you understand, and I know you know this, Axiom and Lava and everybody here that gets it here. When a politician or a central banker says, hey, we're going to lower rates, it means they're going to suck purchasing power away from you, meaning you're going to have to work harder and longer to make ends meet. But they can't tell you that. They can't tell you that, and they won't. But that's what's going to be set up. I believe this year alone, 4 rate cuts. We'll see if I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'll call myself out on it. Believe me, I will. But I think we're going to get 4 at least. this year, depending on how bad we go. Greg, how can we survive this transition? By banding together, by unifying ourselves, by staying ahead of the curve. It's pretty simple here. From a financial standpoint, I don't think it's too hard with staying ahead of the curve. And we have to. We have to do this. We have to take on, I really believe, and I hate to do this, I really, really do, is taking on a little additional risk here. And cryptocurrencies obviously have risk to them. There's a lot of volatility here. People can't kind of handle it. No, that's not true. Trump just removed RFK. I did not hear that. After talking to Gates, I know, but I need to verify if that's actually true. I would be shocked if that actually happened. Does anyone know if that's true? Did Trump remove RFK? He just had a big sit down with Gates. All of you know that, a 3-hour dinner, and Gates was very impressed, he said, with Trump. They saw eye to eye. They spoke about health. Bill Gates is a software developer, a Microsoft developer, for my lovely ladies out here. Yeah, it was 3 days ago, Perry. You're 100% right. I do not know anything about RFK here getting dismissed. But anyway, the whole thing with Bill Gates, look, man, I know Bill Gates has a fan club, and I've gotten beat up by the Bill Gates fan club. With regard to Bill Gates, you guys and girls just make up your own mind about this guy, okay? It's out there. All everything about the guy is there. So you guys and girls, you just kind of make up your own mind about Bill Gates here, honestly. Jessica, you like that one, huh? Microsoft. He's telling you something. I think the man is trying to tell you something. Microsoft. It's a problem. Sounds like a very, very personal problem, Jessica. Are we on the same page? You got to have a little fun here. You got to have a little fun. Anyway, guys and girls, look, I love you guys and girls. You're great people. I'm not gonna stop being who I am. Okay, I got beat up pretty bad my morning video. I just say things. I call it like I see it, right or wrong, and that's it, man. I'm not gonna change. And people's binary thinking here was really revealed in that. It's kind of interesting, and we did manage to. To weed some people out here, and I want to get rid of them. I'll be honest with you. I'm not about numbers here. I wish the channel was bigger, but with like-minded people who understand what's actually going on, not those that have been brainwashed and psyoped into, the new Messiah or whatever it might be here. There was only one God in Greg Mannarino's book, and I think most of you would agree with that here. All right, guys and girls, I think we're gonna. Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate that, man, and. It's you guys and girls that keep me going. You have no idea, really, honestly. All right, look. So that's kind of where we stand here. We covered a lot of stuff, honestly, and I think it's important. Actually, Coco's good. Vega was the one with the eye problem, but she's doing fantastic, actually, and I'm so happy about that. Honestly, now look, with the stuff we talked about here, you guys and girls are free to make up your own minds on everything. I hope you do. Again, thank you for being here. Thank you for those thumbs up. If I've earned them, if I've earned your thumbs up, I'd appreciate that. Please share this stuff, people. Get it out there. Let people hear this stuff. And let's stop with this hatred. We got to unify, man. Otherwise, we lose. You understand? We will lose. And I think for the most part, we've definitely come together. Thank all of you again for being here, people. All right. I'll see you all in the morning until we meet again. Take care of yourselves and each other, okay?